So it is standing up. It is speaking out. It is saying that we don't agree with it. That's when we take back our free will and we don't allow this manipulation to occur on our planet.
Well played. Very well said. I couldn't have said it any better because, yeah, you have to believe, even if you are an atheist and you don't necessarily believe in a creator or a dark side, you can believe, if anything, in karma and evil that's out there. And it's the yin and the yang, the up and the down, the off and the on, everything seems to be, you're either with us or you're against us. And so if you're out there fighting the good fight, you don't necessarily have to be a Bible-thumping, church-going church lady like, and I don't subscribe to churches. I don't like people that go to church, but I think that what you said was perfect. And that's what I try to do. So, yeah.
Debbie, are you a vegan?
I'm about as close to vegan as you can get. I cannot stand eating meat. I don't like I eat a lot of tofu. I love tofu. And I would have to say, yes, all in all, yes. I am for the humane slaughtering of animals for food. And there's a big way to do it and not to do it. I'll tell you that much.
Okay. Yeah, I figured because, a lot of vegans are into dog rescue and all that kind of stuff, which is, that's cool, man. I love that.
I have a dog here right now.
Are advanced. They're a lot more advanced than humans right now. They understand how to fit in much better.
When I saw a video of a guy over in, I want to say he was Welsh. I'm not sure. He goes every year and rescues a cow from slaughter. And he's got these amazing videos on YouTube. But when I saw the reaction of that animal when he was freed, how he jumped around and frolicked and played and was bouncing around, it made me realize that they have emotion just like we do. And it breaks my heart to think of how they go through the inhumane slaughtering for so many millions of food that is just wasted. Sad. Anyway.
We're wrecking the rainforest in Brazil to raise cattle. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely, it's just from a purely technical perspective, it's so inefficient way to raise food. You're taking down a huge forest that produces so much food. It's not funny, and create a field that's flat, grass with almost no root.
Michael Jackson. If you remember, Michael
produce the meat. It's like 1,000 as efficient. It makes absolutely no sense to do this stuff.
I have just recently been made aware of what goes on in the down industry, goose down, goose down blankets, goose down jackets. They actually pluck those animals live.
Well, the idea is to bring the fear into our experience. So that's an energy. And when you're slaughtering these animals and they're in fear, and when you're plucking the feathers and they're in fear, that's a transfer of energy into our physical body. And that's the purpose of it.
You're exactly right. And I know more. I'm reading more into what you just said than that I just said. You know what I'm trying to say to you? It's like
right.
When you slaughter an animal that is full of adrenaline and scared to death, that goes to us through the meat that we eat.
Correct. And that is very purposeful in keeping us in a low vibrational frequency. Bingo. So when I do work with people, I'm looking at the emotional guidance scale, and everybody is held in victimhood, which is a very contracted consciousness where we're in full separation from everything, from everyone. But as we move out of that space and we move higher up the emotional scale, we come into expanded consciousness where we realize we're one. So not taking in the fear, not taking in the food that is in fear, eating more.
Yes. Eat vegetables. They're delicious. I mean, my God, it's wonderful. I could make a meal off of vegetables 24 hours a day. Yes.
I myself am a vegetarian, and I'm gonna keep it that way. Actually, I don't have a huge desire for meat, mostly because I never really ate it to begin with.
Good for you. Good for you. Besides, it'd be hard with those braces. Joking.
Oh yeah, you noticed that. You did, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, Amanda, was it Amanda, sweetie?
Yes, it's Amanda Pinkerman.
Amanda, are you a member? Are you in the Pinkerton family?
No, Pinker Man,
Oh,
like
I thought you said
MAN.
Pinkerton. Okay. Well, when I was on another network, I had a paranormal show where I took, so many calls a day. I had 50 lined up on my board every day when I signed in. And everybody on there would tell me that I had the people that would call in that were quote unquote experts in the field, they said that they could tell that I had a very extremely high vibration. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And at least to the elevated place that I've come to understand our experience. And what I try to do, because I think so much information is going to be coming forth, especially now in this next year, of truth, that if we can't clear out all of the negative patterns and negative beliefs that we unconsciously hold within, we're not going to be able to process this information that's going to be coming to us through, obviously, channels outside of the media. But a lot of all truths will be known, especially because of the frequency waves of energy that are hitting our planet. Are you familiar with the precession of the equinox and the grand year, the Mayan calendar that just ended?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so where we are in relationship to the center of the galaxy, we are moving into a 13,000 year period of awakening. And in this period, more light energy is coming forward into our experience, and light is information. So as more light hits us, we expand within to receive more information. And this is where everything's starting to be exposed and revealed. But if we're holding all these negative thoughts within ourselves at a low vibrational frequency, we're not going to be able to process this information.
No.
And people are going to just go nuts.
I love her. I love this person.
In addition, the Schumann resonance has increased fivefold. So that's the electromagnetic frequency that's measured between the planet, the actual ground of the Earth, and the ionosphere. This is the electrical charge in the air. So if it usually sat at about 7.83, which was ohm, and they were calling it the heartbeat of the Earth. It's been up over 36.
Oh wow! I'm going to ring in a friend of mine, if you don't mind. May I ring in a friend of mine that is so involved in?
Yeah, the more the merrier.
All right, wait till you hear this guy. He's going to blow your mind.
Okay. So it's like an amplifier. So everything that we're holding within us is going to be absolutely amplified. So when you have these community organizers and these institutions that are pushing all this protesting and hate, you're just amplifying what is already within these people, and it can get ugly. I mean, that's not my experience. I don't live in that reality, but you can be exposed to it if that's the frequency that you are sitting at. So my goal is to help people realize that, see that within themselves, and release it so that they can heal and be a creator. I believe we all are creators. We can create our experience, but currently it's unconsciously running our lives.
Dennis, welcome to the call. These are some of the Anons that I talk to sometimes. And Dennis, you're talking Dennis's language.
Excellent. Hi, Dennis. I'm Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Dennis.
Dennis.
I'm Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Dennis, she's talking soul. She's talking core. What else? That stuff you say, Dennis, all the time, sweetie?
Source core consciousness within universal energy?
Yes. What did I tell you, Amanda? Did you strike gold or what?
It sounds like, yes, we're two peas in a pod.
Yep, Debbie asked me to come in, and nice to meet you, Amanda.
Very nice to meet you.
Dennis was one of the first people, if not the first person, to come to me 7 years ago and say, Debbie, you operate on a very high vibration, and you are aware and all this kind of stuff. And by listening to Dennis talk hours upon hours, I learned that what you were just talking about, Amanda. Amanda was saying, Amanda, would you mind repeating what some of the stuff you just said to Dennis? I think Dennis would find it just amazingly interesting.
Well, I'm a little. Can you remind me?
You said that when people, we all have something about the Mayan and the upcoming equinox and the.
Okay. So yeah, where we are in the precession of the equinox, we are back to the beginning of the calendar, where we, as an entire solar system, orbit around a galactic center in the universe. So we have been in a dark period for 13,000 years, and we are moving into this light period of awakening. And as these gamma rays, these light waves, this energy is coming forth onto our planet, it is increasing the information flow of what we even can accept physically within the body. But we're also at the end of 3 cycles for the harvest. So this planet is moving in density wise to the fourth density. And in doing so, obviously our consciousness is expanding, our DNA is realigning within. I believe that our Akashic records are actually all within us. We just have to get to the right vibrational frequency to realign it and to receive the information. I think everything is just within us. Nothing is external from us, that we are all one. And as we are moving into this great wave of energy, there's going to be a huge transformation, like almost like a quantum leap of consciousness here on this planet. And not everybody's ready to move forward with that. And that's okay, because these are just simply avatars that we exist in. And the soul is infinite. And everybody has a choice whether, if they've done the work or not done the work.
What I tell you, Dennis, huh? Can I bring them or can I bring them? I knew you'd love this girl.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, Amanda. I can't say much more than that. Other than we're not only is our DNA shifting, like he's realigning or whatnot. It's we're coming crystalline beings, right?
Yes.
Right.
So I had to fly yesterday, and I had read an article. Everything comes to me magnetically as I need it now, because I am operating at a different frequency. And it was talking about those scanners in the airport distorting our DNA when we walk through them. So I just did a quick ritual with my daughter and I just covered us both in light and asked that our DNA not be affected as we move through these machines, because they're doing so much to keep us from evolving. And it's in plain sight, and most people are completely unaware of it.
And they're in complete denial of it when you speak it. They're like, oh, they're crazy.
Well, they're not ready to hear it.
Right. No, they don't understand.
Right.
And they don't have time, because they are wrapped up in 3D distraction, right? And this is power and control within 3D, to keep us deviated from seeing what's actually going on, like being able to tap into that source core conscious energy, right? And it's just to keep our consciousness here, right? Like our subconscious, just aware subconscious down.
Are you guys aware of Chico Xavier?
Not myself, no.
No.
You haven't heard of him?
No.
Okay, Chico Xavier was like the what's his name? Who's the big psychic in the U.S. back in the 40s?
Edgar Cayce?
Edgar Cayce, yeah, he's the Edgar Cayce.
Yeah.
Although he just left us in 2002. He wrote about 100 books, all channeled. He helped. Oh God, he had, as Debbie was saying, he had like lines of people at his door every day. Brazil. He helped hundreds of thousands of people. He never charged anybody a cent for any of his work. He came up with a startling metaphysics. Basically, what he said is that when you pass over, you go down. Most people go down because they're not connected to the light and the higher vibration. Then when they get there, they usually get to a point of extreme suffering, and then the light beings come and grab them. Those of us who are connected, are loving souls, and they go directly to the next level, which is kind of like pretty cool. There's like 2,000 floating cities, like heavens, all around the earth. From there, you go to angel, and from angel, you go higher. It's an incredible metaphysical construct that he claims it's absolutely true, and that this is the kind of information that's coming to us now. This is it's kind of unique, but the fact that he helps so many people, and kind of like my friend Rick Simpson, who cures people with hemp oil, proof is in the pudding. I believe what he's saying is very true. I don't believe that there's any Grand Awakening coming here. I think it's just each individual person is going to make a choice. What's actually going to happen is that most people are going to go down. I think this planet's going to die. I deal with the physical plane a lot. I deal with issues. I'm an environmentalist. We got Fukushima going. We got geoengineering. We got wars in 68 countries. I think a lot of the people that are like you guys, I mean, I love what you're saying and doing. I'm not against people wanting to get to a higher vibration. But when you're in that space, you have to remember to look at the darkness that is here, and it's dominant right now. I think most people are going to get stuck in it, and I think that's the future. Is that most people are going to, this planet is going to become, they called it Umbral in the movie. It's going to become a place where everyone's going to basically reap the karma of poor lower consciousness, bad eating, consenting to paying taxes to governments that are destroying the planet. The United States is the most evil government that's ever existed on planet Earth, in my opinion. You have a huge military-industrial complex. Canada is we're in it big time, so we're not innocent up here. But I don't want to rain on your parade, but I'm just saying this is the reality that I see. It's extremely dark. It's getting worse. And I'm glad that you're trying to raise people's vibration, because this is the way out. But there aren't going to. I don't see a lot of people being saved right now, unless there's some major. I don't know how you're going to pull people out of their bad eating habits, all the toxins they're ingesting. Like I say, I've got my yogi. He can clear hearts really quickly, But I agree with what you're saying. But there's a lot of things I don't see. I don't see this happening. I don't think too many people are going to make the shift.
I don't think very many people are at all. I think there's about 350,000 that'll make the leap, and then there's 65 million wanderers here that will likely, if they didn't get too entrapped in the karmic debt, will return back to where they're from. But I think the third density planet that you are describing and we are living on is going to be destroyed completely. But what is being birthed is a fourth density planet. There's actually 7 planets of Earth, and that we are those ready to graduate and move into fourth density will do the transition, but those who are not ready to will incarnate on a different third density planetary sphere. And I actually don't even, it's a sphere, but I think we actually live in a torrid field.
You just lost me on that one.
Oh, well, so I actually, well,
let me just say this. When you consider the fact that about 7,000 years ago, this planet was pretty amazing. Everyone connected with nature. And as Amanda was saying, maybe we weren't really advancing as much spiritually as we would have liked, and some darkness came here. But all those different civilizations, there were 1,200 in North America, or what used to be called Turtle Island. They're still there. They're still living in these cities, most of them floating around, according to Chico Xavier, anyways. And the guy, I think he proved his point. I mean, he basically lived a life of service to humanity, and he wasn't just a charlatan. He actually did help millions of people, I think. Now they have John of God down there who heals people through spiritual doctors. So Brazil has this interesting capacity to create these amazing healers. I don't think that the planet's going to go anywhere. I'll be honest with you. All this stuff happening in the higher realms around here, it's a very special place in the universe, and I don't see it going anywhere. I just see. I think we're living in the Kali Yuga. I don't know if you're familiar with the Vedic systems of thought. They've been around since the beginning of time, in my opinion. These guys are off the chart. These guys are off the chart.
So there's a writing from the Orion Crusaders in the Alien Interview, and they describe, that the Vedic actually come from the Orion constellation group that came here about 8,000 years ago. So, but they're more of a negatively polarized entity group. We do live in a dualistic, polar, opposite experience in this 3D, but they have manipulated and inverted our experience. I mean, I absolutely believe that we live in a hologram. It is created by electromagnetic frequency. It is a very real illusion, and we can experience it however we choose to want to experience it. So I think
too. Let me stick in this chat. I'll stick this movie. It's called Astral City. It's kind of lays out what Xavier. This is probably his most profound movie or book.
Yeah, but again, as you chat,
he kind of blends the Eastern and Western approaches. I think it's brilliant. I love the guy. As like you, I live in a higher vibration. I'm surrounded by beings of higher level. So I think we're all coming from a similar place. It's just the seeds of knowledge are many. I don't believe it's a one universe. I think we're living in a multiverse, and we all come from different places.
Yes.
And, and everybody I've heard in this interview sounds like they're beautiful people moving in the right direction. So I'm glad that Dustin brought us together. He's, by the way, is also on my site, and he helps me a lot with technical stuff. So I really love Dustin and what the work he does for making a difference, TV.
Like Amanda was saying earlier, right? It's like we phase, like I consider phasing through being, we are coming into remembrance of our multidimensional being, okay, being not in physical form, but energetically, okay, in a conscious manner. Like we're just holding this physical vessel, right, and our consciousness just happened to be, we have 5 senses here in 3D. Right, 4D anyway, and it's just that, again, coming into remembrance of where we came from, and so we come into this remembrance or whatnot. We come into this harmonics, okay, of the energy of the universe. Like come into that frequency per se, and at different times. Like to each their own. We're not going to do. It's not an overnight thing. It's not the rapture or nothing like that, right? So yeah, it's it's a phasing, okay, and then as global consciousness shifts, okay, and within each individual, again, because we are connected, we are always one within the all that is we move on our own manner, okay. We are unique human beings. We are individuals, yet we are one within the all, and so. Yeah, and like Amanda was mentioning earlier, you can't really know the light until you live in the dark, right? It's balance.
Yeah, that's perfect, Dennis. That's the first time I've ever understood what you said in 7 years. It made sense for the first time. I love Dennis.
But see, you hear the message when you're ready to receive it. So he's been talking to you for 7 years, but now you're ready. You're like at that place, and you're like, bam, I get it. Dennis, I have a question for you, and it's something I've channeled recently, and I've gotten it from nowhere else other than my higher self, and I'm curious as to your thoughts. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, so in separation, because that's what we experience, we're in these illusions that we live in, and especially the third density illusion, and I'll see if I can explain it. My belief is that the one infinite creator is pure white light. But when you take light and you fractalize it, you get the rainbow. And within us, we have this chakra of rainbow color. And I believe that that's what puts us into the illusion, is it actually separates our white light out into these avatar forms that we exist in. And as we perfect each chakra level, the first being, your root chakra, which is red, which is the first density. Maybe you would be like a rock or just something very simple. Second density being animals, who then become at some point aware consciously of their existence, which puts you into third density where we are. So it's just something I've been channeling, and I don't really know. I think it's just coming from my higher self, but it's almost like we're fed into the spectrum where it divides and literally separates the white light within us and puts us into this illusionary experience where we have to then perfect each chakra level to come back into that unity consciousness with the one infinite creator.
Well, that's very Vedic, what you just said. It's all Vedas. They're the ones who...
oh, shit. No.
No, Brian, and Amanda, I didn't see the question there, but I do agree with you. And in regards to when you say separation in regards to the spectrum of basically breaking down light into its visible, like we have gamma rays, X rays,
No,
all up to that, right?
I still hope get the.
And it's see this breaking that light down, okay. Like when you hold a prism in front of the light, right? It breaks down into all the colors, right? Violet, indigos, and reds, and, that stuff. And yeah, so where that it can be seen with the eye, right? But there's the same with frequencies, like with audio, right? With our ears, right? The same with our touch, our senses, Again, I believe, just go off a little bit, there's fire, earth, wind, and water. Okay, that's the elements, right? That the fifth element, I believe, I did a show on this, is consciousness. Consciousness, I believe, is an element of the spectrum that we can grasp, right? It's just with the fifth one, we can't measure it, we can't hold it, we can't produce it, and we can't do anything of that, right? It's natural, right? Just like the other four elements, and yeah, my train just went off the track.
Yeah. But I guess my question was if anybody, if that was understandable, because it was. I mean, I've been channeling a lot lately, and I've kind of stopped reading and taking in information because I was overwhelmed.
Amanda, no, you're 100%.
Send you some stuff, Amanda. You're getting into Vedic knowledge systems. I was introduced to them through my yoga practice, and then I met some very advanced people, and so yeah, you're getting into that. This is a higher level of awareness, the Vedic system. There's nothing dark in Vedas. It's basically an incredibly. It goes beyond knowledge. It goes into meditation, which is pure energy. And there's three levels of pure energy above this, at least. So,
if I may say something, if I may speak up just for a second.
Die.
Hello.
Vedic advanced meditators don't even die. They consciously walk off the planet. This is the kind of knowledge system they have. It's not well known here in the West because we're kind of like lost. Oh, big time.
Hey! Speak for yourself.
Is that like rainbow body? You're talking when they...
the average Westerner who wants to just buy a big house and have a new
sad. I was going to say that I think speaking on getting more in layman's terms, I think a lot of people that are aware, they speak in a language and terms that people don't understand, and the way to bring them into it, I believe, is to keep it simpler. And I believe that you have to look at things with the eyes of a child. You have to be in wonderment all the time and be ready to accept things and ideas and look at them with a like a dog with your head turned sideways and think, wow, I wonder if that really could be, real or whatever. And I believe that I'm not a sun worshiper, but I've got my own personal beliefs about the sun and what the sun has to do with all of this. You talk about white light, you talk about spectrums, you talk about this, you talk about that. And I believe that people who don't experience the sunshine, just...
Oh, yeah, the Egyptians, Ra, I'm on Ra.
Well, it's there's a part of me that believes that what some people call God is actually the sun.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
The law of one describes the sun as a sub-logos of the logos. That
everything evolves around the sun. I mean, we can't even look upon the sun. Yep. What the Bible says is very much...
The sun revolves around the center of the Milky Way too.
And the sun creates the water. The water comes off of the sun.
Without the sun, we would all die. I mean, we could do without the moon, and we could do without anything else, but the sun, we keep losing Dodo Head.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. He keeps dropping.
Yeah. Dodo Head. Dennis?
No,
No, she's talking about Dustin. Poor Dustin. Where's Dustin?
Oh, Dustin. Yeah, Dustin has issues with poor internet.
Oh,
well.
But again, Amanda and Brian, we know, you've touched on this, like the Hopi, right? We've talked on this, the Vedic, what you mentioned. We talked, Sanskrit. We talked about, we can go further and further back and back and back, right? And this is where we come now, right? Like they're, as humans, my belief system is where that humans needed to develop some type of manner in which to explain things that they didn't understand. Right, so this is where clerics and shamans and whatnot, yogis and whatever, even Buddha himself, to try to convey the way they see the workings or the quote unquote mechanics of the universe, of consciousness. And so I believe this is where religion was born. And, depending on which area of the planet you lived on, you'd hear these like stories, right, of the sun, okay, or of the moon, native North American, every indigenous culture, like right from the get-go, had their stories, a way to explain, right, to give reason, right, so that people have something to feel comfortable on, right, because they didn't understand, like especially when eclipses happened back then, man, everybody freaked out, right? Oh, the sun's gone, we're all going to die, right? But yeah, and now we're into this technology where we're so hardwired based, we totally lost all of that shit. Okay, not everyone, but again, like Amanda was mentioning earlier, some of us, are just going to be stuck in this 3D, and they're going to die in this 3D, and who knows, they'll come back, whatever. And then some will just carry on, right? They might have a choice to come back, if they wish. It depends on what's going to happen after our lifetimes, or again, I've been here a couple times, right? I believe I had my choice when I was going to come back. And yeah, I think this is awesome. This time for this is a time in human history that has never been experienced before, never. And yeah, this is big times, and someone's going to see it, and some are not going to see it.
I think we're near the end of an era where we have some of the most lost souls in the history of our planet all together at one time.
Oh yeah,
and it's very difficult for people who are aligned to watch this suffering, but the universe is perfect, in my opinion, and the people are here for the right reasons. And reincarnation is the
you guys are still going?
way it works.
Right on. Right.
We're still going, Dustin.
Still go, Justin.
I got the wrong. Yeah, I'm alive. Who's hosting this call right now?
We're just having a nice chat here.
How many of y'all believe?
I'm going to run. I suggest everybody watch Astral City. It's an amazing movie. It touches on all the issues we're talking about. I think it lines things up real nice, real pretty.
Who's hosting
and
the call?
Makes a lot of sense to me in my angelic guide. So
now, what is your name again, sir? I'm sorry, I forgot. I didn't.
I'm Brian.
Brian, and what are you with? I mean, what are you are what? Just
Brian, I have I used to do a show called I Am Nature. Now I've got a site called MakingADifference.tv.
very good.
Yeah.
Very
and
good.
I do video interviews. I've got Yogi up there like 10 times. So you might want to check out my interviews with Yogi. But this movie, Astral City, I think really puts things together in a beautiful package.
I'm fixing to interview the author of the biggest blockbusting book to blow apart the JFK assassination that I ran wild with for 6 months on my show. I believe it was anyway, we won't go there, but you talked about
it's a new theory.
No, he just confirms what happened. He was there, and he waited until they were all dead until he came out to talk about it. But so they wouldn't kill him too. But here's the thing: you talk about leaving an era and moving into another era. I'm a strong believer, and I never talk about this stuff on my regular show because we just have a lot of slam bang theater and have a lot of fun. But we're moving from the Piscean area into the age of Aquarius. How many of y'all know that?
All of us probably.
We're on the cusp of the age of.
Yeah.
I'm an Aquarian.
Well, I am an Aquarian, and I believe that we started moving into the age of Aquarius back in the year 2012, not necessarily on 12/12/12. I thought that was stupid, but I believe that we are entering into the age of Aquarius and that is the age of enlightenment, harmony, and understanding. The words of that song that came out back in the 60s or 70s were never more true. Were never more true than any song that man ever wrote. And I believe that certain people that write songs are people that are enlightened and know what's going on. And that song, the words of that song, are absolutely amazingly true.
Forerunners, Forseers, Wayshores. What do you want to call
there was a lot of them out there. You look at Donovan. You look at people that would write things and see, like I believe The Sound of Silence talks about the era of cell phones that we're in right now. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that were never heard. I believe that's what
Holy shit, Debbie! Yeah, you would really get into generational theory. I need to send you some of this shit.
I think what we're doing is
somebody has to know what I'm talking about. Come on,
brothers and sisters is what we're doing, and within those families we see the enlightenment. But the average person, the average run-of-the-mill, like people in my family, people I know, my relatives, the general population, I don't think is really there yet. I hope they smarten up. I think this era isn't going to last too much longer, because eventually, within the next 20 years, if we don't stop killing the planet, it's going to be
Well,
gone.
the way I operate is this. The Strauss-Howe generational theory, is that what you're talking about? Well, I do this. I gain somebody's trust first by just in a secular manner. I mean, in a three-dimensional manner. And after I've gained their trust, then I tell them what I know to be enlightened with. Does that make any sense? Does that sound like I'm being real haughty and better?
Well, that's the way to do it, Debbie.
But I'm not.
No, I mean you're a teacher. You're a teacher, and you're good at creating rapport with people, and that's a beautiful skill.
I believe
it's one thing to know; it's another thing to be able to teach people.
You better believe it. It's also one thing to tell somebody to do something, and another one to tell them, "Who is singing? Is that a little angel I hear?"
Well, Debbie, when you say that,
it's my daughter.
Aww. Happy is the child that sings. It's one thing to tell somebody to do something and nothing to tell them how to do it. Right, and exactly. I believe that if we are going to raise the conscience level of this, obvious world that we're living in right now, we cannot go with it with, I know something that you don't know. It's, look at me and see what was going on. Yes.
Debbie, when I mention to people, okay, I don't tell nobody nothing. I haven't met one human being that likes to be told anything. What I do is I share an offer. Okay, it's up to you to listen. Okay, I'm not here to push and tell. I do not push. I do not tell. If you ask me, I'm here to share and I'll offer, and that's all I'm here for.
But you have to be careful that you're not written off as some mad New Age kook. Not you. No, not you. Not you. I'm just saying in my life.
I know, but like you said, Debbie, like you mentioned earlier, it's how like you don't go in. Okay, if you're a lawyer, you don't go into a kindergarten class and teach them pro bono and all these lawyer terms. You go in there and say it's not nice to hit because there will be repercussion or you'll get a detention. Right?
The funny thing about me is that in the year 2012. I had more dark come at me than I've ever experienced since I've been born. And I believe that the people that stayed around this podcast of mine, which I do, have seen that my actions or reactions or lack of reaction or whatever has taken me to a place that I'm at now, whereby, and I mean, I was talking, this was bad. I don't know how much y'all know about my history, but I had people coming in my personal life, into my business, everywhere. And it was people that were very, very mean, very bad. And I overcame it. I stood my ground and I overcame it. And I just think that should speak volumes for other people that happens to. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
some people call it the dark night of soul or shadow work. It's like living through that dark. You might see light, but you don't know dark, and so, again, this is balance, right?
Have y'all all been on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I have too. Have you, Brian? Have you, Brian?
Oh, God, I've been crucified at least 7 times.
Yeah.
See?
So, yeah, no, I've been through ups and downs.
Yeah, I can concur. I can concur with that shit.
Can I say to you, Debbie, you have a beautiful voice of an angel. You're a natural healer, a natural teacher.
Thank you.
It's in your voice. Some people just have the voice of a healer.
I don't hear it, but everybody tells me that. I don't hear it.
No, beautiful.
Just beautiful, Debbie.
You sound like a very positive person. Like I can agree with that.
Dustin, you're a mess.
Yeah, Debbie and I have an inside joke. I'm still trying to get her to marry me.
Debbie. So, Debbie, I think what you were saying is interesting because we have free will and we don't want to, being on the service to others path, you never want to infringe upon anyone's free will for learning and growth. So
Of course not.
what I did probably at the beginning of this year, because I really was just keeping everything within me, I had major health crises, basically like a stroke on New Year's Eve. And I'm like, okay, now I'm supposed to teach because I've learned so much, and to learn is to teach. So I started making these videos, and they're just short 5-10 minute videos that I put up on YouTube all the time. And they're just tools to help people help themselves, right? I mean, the healer is only channeling the divine. The healer is not we are divine in our beings, but we're just bringing it through us. I don't see myself as egotistically different than somebody else in my abilities. I just want to give everything to everyone else so they can do what I'm doing. So I make a video if I'm having a crisis with one of my kids, I'm putting that up because that's real life and that's what people are going through. And how are they going to process that? And how are they going to move through it?
Is there a link?
Pink. Or on YouTube, I'm PinkLight999.
On your YouTube? Okay.
My YouTube is PinkLight999,
Okay.
and they're just rough. I don't make them commercial or perfect because life isn't perfect. It is about being, chaotic or distorted or disrupted. So I just make a video and I just put it up. So it's kind of where I'm sitting. Although the more I was doing it, the more I'm being distracted by by psychic readings, otherwise known as psychic attacks. So I'm not getting up as many, but I had this amazing opportunity from Dustin today to come out and speak again. So as much as I can use my voice, I'm trying to do that.
I had people putting Norse curses on me at one time.
Oh.
I mean, I was like, curse this, get the fuck out of here. I was like, what? Get out of here. I mean, it was rough. Excuse my language. I hope your daughter didn't hear that, but it's...
No, I'm on the headphones.
Oh, okay. It's just like, do you remember that shit, Dennis, when all that, the Love and Light group?
Oh, yeah.
There was a group that came after me. They called themselves the Love and Light group. Well, let me tell you something. They were the dark and hate group. They were disguising themselves because the Bible does say that he will come to you disguised as an angel of light. And
yes, the great deceiver.
Yes,
the great deceiver.
You bet, baby. You bet.
Yeah, I see them too easy, Debbie.
They would come to me and go, Namaste. Oh, Debbie is a bad person and we need to do all this bullshit. And they formed a group to try to take me down. I was like, what? I don't do anything. Who are these people? Go away. I don't want you.
Well, that's to diminish your light because your light
ego.
was becoming so bright. And that's okay. That's where I say, Debbie, when I spoke earlier, I said, I've learned to dance with the devil. Like in those instances, I can step back and say, okay, I see where this is coming from and what it is, and not take it personally. They've been hitting me through all three of my kids lately. It has been brutal. I've never cried so much, but that's okay. We're going to rise stronger. And as we're going to bring forth the light.
Man,
Keep those white candles burning. Keep those white candles burning. Get that sage burning, darling.
I've got sage to the hills. Yeah,
that's, again, modality, okay? But the way I look at it is, the stronger the magnet would become, the more we are getting attracted. We're getting, okay?
This little light of mine, I'm the
right, like a lighthouse,
shine.
and the boats are coming to the lighthouse, and we're the lighthouse, okay?
Bingo,
now, go like this. With energy vampires, right? They're easy, okay? Because they're easy to recognize, and once they start sucking off you, you can cut them off easy. You can play with them for a little bit. It depends on how long you want to play with them. But at the end of the day, don't forget that the energy that you hold within yourself is infinite because you're drawing from the energy of the universe, which is infinite, all right?
Bingo.
So those are short words.
Dustin, he's such a dodo head today.
No, Dustin.
Oh,
everything is infinite. Correct. And I believe that wholeheartedly.
I just want to contrast this experience that Debbie had because I had this, I'm on Facebook for a bit, and I had this group, they sounded interested in what I was doing on Making a Difference TV, so they like 6 of them called me, right, on Skype all at the same time, and I thought, this is kind of weird, usually one person, but then I start to feel this energy kind of like drain, right? It's like my force field, my protective force field.
Yes.
Strong protective vibration all around me. And I talked to them for about an hour. I said, guys, you're the opposite of what you say you are. You say you're here to enlighten people. You're actually sophisticated parasites. And you're working the pack against me. And I try to get them to leave this horrible. They said, we had a system that was beyond love. It was higher than love.
Fuck.
All the other
Get the fuck out of here. I took a call.
Some new something.
I
And
took
I
a
cow. But they were smart. They knew a lot about
hell
spiritual.
yeah! You better believe they are. The Bible says that Satan himself will come to you as an angel of light.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's. But
Savers manipulate.
let me tell you something. One night on Blog Talk Radio, I was on there and I took a call and I stacked 7 people on the call that were from the Love and Light group, and I still have the audio from that call where all of a sudden they start just getting real quiet and kind of snickering behind my back, and I felt like I was dying on the inside. Dennis, do you remember that? It was Emerald Rose. It was the Fire Witch. It was, and they were on there, and I don't know what the hell these people were doing, but that was when I had just stupidly gotten there unprotected, just like just like a puppy dog running out in the middle of the street or something. And
yeah, you got hit by a bus.
And
got the mess.
I told them to all go fuck themselves. To be honest with you, just throwing it out there. Sorry.
I just got to go for 3 minutes. I'll be right back.
So
well, Debbie, I'm with you. I get the F off. Absolutely.
I just tested my own ability to fight these things off, and I was fine at the end, but I stayed in my loving, powerful vibration. I walk with Mother Earth. Mother Earth came to me. Mother Earth, actually, for me, she looks like a mermaid with three higher levels of halos around her head. She's an angel, mermaid with this. So she creates planets in many places. She actually told me recently that the whole Big Bang theory of this dimension is completely off. She said if there was one Big Bang, then what we would have is just this big circle of galaxies all around, and we'd be very far away.
Somebody else, I hate to interrupt you, but somebody else wants to come on the line. His name is Andy.
Okay.
Andy. Andy is going to come on.
She said, no, it's actually an ongoing process of creation. And they're creating.
Yes, I'm with you, Dennis.
I saw this show on astronomy. They said there's these blips of light, gamma rays coming every day or two coming in. They're seeing these things. And they don't think, what the hell are these blips of strong gamma radiation? They're saying they're so powerful, they'd fry the planet if we were close to them. And then they figure they're 9 billion light years away. 9 billion.
That's a scary thought, isn't it? Can you imagine?
So these new systems are being created nonstop. It's Mother Earth and Father Light coming together. Boom. It's the same
Infinite.
Doing male, female, but it's at a higher level, and they're creating many levels of reality.
They could kick our ass if they felt like it, with all the gamma radiation and stuff.
Yes, we have nothing to worry about. You live in your heart. You feel the love of the higher levels. This is the base of the higher level is love. From there on, it's just the sky's the limit then. But once we learn how to love each other, that's the key. That's the key passageway. It's very simple. It's like the baby. Get back the baby. Get back to the child. That's the key.
That's what I said. You have to look at life through the eyes of a child with wonderment and amazement instead of like, get out of here. You have to recognize the dark from the light and see it for what it is. And welcome to the call, Andy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guy, I should go because I was kind of in the middle of doing something. I thought this was just like a social call about my website or something, and then the next thing you know, I'm on a radio show.
Well, Dennis, I don't want you to go. I wanted to get into seed theory and sacred geometry and how all the galaxies are aligned in Fibonacci code. And
glad I met you.
Bye, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
Welcome to the call, Andy. Andy.
Oh, I don't.
How are you doing, everybody? What's up?
This is Andy. He does a show on Spreaker.com. He is, he's enlightened, I'd say, yeah.
Hey, yo, what's up? What's going on? What are we talking about here? It's interesting.
Well, we were talking about the universe. Is Dennis still on? Or was that Brian who, I'm so confused who was speaking, but David Wilcock does a show on Gaia called Wisdom Teachings, and he's getting into the formation of the universe based on sacred geometry. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Flower of Life. I've been reading. I read John Vallo's 2 books, The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, and the creation of first there was thought, and then thought again, and it doubled, and then you get into the seed, and then you get into the tree of life, and it's just expansive. It will just go forever and ever, and it's built on multiple infinite dimensional layers. and all spread out through, they're finding that all of the galaxies and the stars are all based on a Fibonacci sequence. So there were
lost me. You lost me.
Yeah, I know. I've gone way too far now. Okay, that could be another show, because it was proven by some Caltech students that this is actually true. So, I don't buy into the Big Bang Theory whatsoever. I think that is just crack science. But the science has been held down purposely, fully manipulated to keep us from expanding our consciousness and our awareness.
But we're pissing them off, baby. We're winning right now.
Are we pissing them off?
Pissing them off. We're rustling some jimmies. We are. I love the fuck out of it. Excuse my language again, Andy. How are you doing?
So I got an invite on LinkedIn the other day from a Homeland Security guy. And so
take it.
The Department of Homeland. No, I did, and I laughed and I said, "Thanks for contacting me. We have a software system, my husband and I, for the tax industry." And I said, "If you're interested in seeing our tax software," and my husband's like, "Way to turn that around. He clearly is tracking you, and you're all like inviting him to buy our software." So
exactly. There you go. That's fighting the good fight.
And that's okay. Yeah, I'm like, just bring it. Let's sit down and have a conversation. I just don't exist in fear anymore. And,
yep.
I know Brian left, but I felt a lot of fear about our planet. And I'm like, if we continue on that fear path, the collective consciousness will continue to create that. So we have to shift that thought pattern.
Fear this. The thing about it is in the year 2001, we were sued by the IRS for all this money and everything. And I set it for a jury trial. And whenever we went in there, I was sitting at the plaintiff's table because we were the plaintiffs, and they said to me, "We're here to collect. What the bottom line is? We need $384,000." I said, "You're talking about a $24,000 original debt, and with your 26% per what do you call it, per annum."
Interest and penalties, yes. I live in this world.
I told that lady, I looked at her and I said, "Judge, you're going to probably put me in the holdover cell, but you can stick it straight up your ass, bitch, if you think I'm paying you that."
And it's so funny because the
judge actually laughed. He actually gave out a giggle before he said, "Oh, okay, all right." And she looked at me and I said, "You owe me money at 26% interest per annum." And I just glared this bitch down from the witness stand. I was just like, if you think I'm going to pay that, I said, you can stick it straight up your ass, baby. I mean, that is the way you're how you started this. You brought up the IRS.
No. They audited me. And I think I did end up paying out about $24,000. But here's what I always take it, and I'm like, okay, I learned so much from that audit, Debbie. I turned around and took back $180,000 from the federal government.
There you go.
It's how we receive the experience, right? We can see it all as negative, but if at the end result is positive, then does it matter if it was negative or positive? No.
Baby, I had an IRS agent come to me and meet my CPA while I was waiting down the street just because I didn't want to go in there.
Oh no, yeah, you don't meet with the IRS.
No, he said to my CPA, on record, I was recording it. He had his cell phone. It was before we couldn't find a goddamn recorder, so I said, just call me on my cell phone and I will have it on the speaker and I will record it on my thing here. I swear to God. And the guy said that for $10,000, all of this will go away.
Yeah. We negotiated by line item too, but
no, I'm saying you missed what I just said. The IRA.
Oh no. They're ready to just probably put the money in their pocket and delete your account.
Exactly. And that told me they have the power to do that. Those agents, they can go in and just go chink on the computer.
It's not even a U.S. institution. It's run and then feeds right into the Federal Reserve, which isn't even a U.S. institution.
Oh, yeah, it's a private.
Yeah, it's a private entity. Yep. So, I mean, that gets very 3D for me, and I try not to go back into that realm because I really enjoy the non-3D realm of when I processing the information.
Huh. No, it's very interesting.
Dennis, I think you have found your soulmate. Dennis lives in Canada. So.
Okay. I grew up on the Canadian border, but now I live in California.
No, yeah, I know people in California.
That's your sister. Yeah. Your sister. I know people in California.
Yeah, I've got people everywhere. My cousin lives in Canada. So.
Dennis comes with me at night on my show that is just really in the 3D. Okay, I mean, we just go off the chain with crap, and Dennis is just like, finally he's starting to get it, and he's working out just fine. You have to really get it before you come onto my show, because we can be pretty rough on people.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm with you. I get it, and I've danced in that world. I lived in Washington D.C. I worked in politics. I was a poli-sci major. I get it all, but I found
why did you major in poli-sci? Who made you do that?
Nobody. I love political science and history, and I actually intensely studied Nazi Germany. And I think earlier someone was saying how our military-industrial complex was horrible. Well, we are the Fourth Reich. When we did Operation Paperclip,
yep.
I mean, I've done a ton of deep studies on all of this stuff, so I'm aware of it, but I don't delve in it or live in it too much. But the military-industrial complex, yes, we are the military might, but London is the financial might. And
hey,
Rome
I live in Dallas, Fort Worth, baby. And
stop it! I'm in Dallas right now. I am sitting downtown at the Hyatt Regency, looking out the window of down.
Shut the door! Are you kidding? What are you doing here? Go home. No, I'm joking. What are you doing here? Get out of here! Hurry!
Hurry! I'm here till Monday.
This is what Halliburton is. No, Halliburton's. Oh yeah.
Did you read Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins? I just saw him last week at the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles. Now, he is amazing. My world just shattered when I read his book. I couldn't believe, his name is just like Halliburton. I couldn't believe what we are doing to the world.
Oh my God.
Kate, Debbie, and Amanda, I got to mention this real quick. I'll try to do this fast. We can talk about Halliburton. We can talk about the Rothschilds. We can talk about the bank system. We can talk about pharmaceuticals. We can talk about insurance companies. We can talk about, power and control issues. We can talk about Illuminati. We can talk about powers that be. We can talk about all of this stuff. This is all 3D construct. I don't live in this shit, right?
Correct.
I happen to have to live through it, but I don't live in it, right? And this is why I don't vote, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm going to have to live through it anyway, and in regard, okay, in any sense, and it's how you live through this is, and again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and yeah, so it's living through it. Holding your head up above water, not fucking drowning in it, and it's not even keeping your head above water. It's fucking finding yourself, fucking building yourself a canoe. Or building yourself a freaking damn plane or a fucking rocket ship, and you're out of here. You don't have.
Well, but we still choose this experience. So
yeah, no, we still.
And we're here to raise the vibration of the planet in one way or another. I believe that we're all wanderers. I don't know that we are even third density beings. We may have come from a higher density, just to emanate the vibration of love here on the planet, purposely to help this planet in that planetary shift.
Right, and Amanda, when Debbie was talking earlier in regards to her trolls, right? These quote unquote love and lighters, that's all ego based, right? And which is actually quite, it turns my stomach, but physically, but
I felt that
Dennis was a turncoat. Dennis was over there. He was over there in the Love and Light group, and he was coming to me going, oh, man, he was a turncoat. Isn't that excellent? He was playing both of the sides. It was excellent.
Yeah, I know.
He was. Shut up. You were.
But, yeah.
He invited me to be on his show one night, and his whole chat room turned against me. All these women from Love and Light. Well, get this bitch off your show. And I was going, oh, my God. It was horrible.
This is why I live in a little bubble. Good gracious.
Now, why are you here? Why are you here in Dallas? Because I know right where you're at. That's crazy. If you look, what can you see when you look out the window?
I can see the Omni Hotel, the Comerica, Westin, Bank of America.
Oh, okay. You're not facing the right way. If you were facing the other way, you would be able to see our offices and everything. I could show you the courthouse, the jail. We have one of the biggest jails in the United States.
Well, I am here till Monday, Debbie, but I'm here with my daughter for a competition, so we're centered around that convention.
What does she do?
She's a cheerleader, a competitive cheer.
Are you serious? My daughter was a gymnast and a cheerleader too. She's
very 3D.
It's very 3D. That's amazing. What song are they? Did somebody make them a song? Are they doing?
Oh, you can't. So the music industry actually last year sued the cheer industry because they were making mix-it tapes, right? That they were doing their performances to. So you actually can no longer use any industry music, but so they have DJs kind of mixing and creating with their own self. Rather than bringing in outside music. So it's a completely, and then some people really don't have it together, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counts, so it's a whole new world.
They ruined it. I used to like, y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. The one that went, y'all ready for this? And then they would do all the crazy cheering.
Yes.
You've got to move it. Yeah. Andy wants to say something. Andy, what did you want to say, sweetie? Andy.
Talking about the cheerleading thing.
Coming closer to your mic, baby, closer to your mic.
Hear me?
Just a little
Barely.
bit. Yeah, a little bit. Speak up and come closer.
Test 1, 2. Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine. We need you louder, sweetie.
Okay. Sorry. Getting over a cold, so sorry. Pardon my apologies.
Oh, well, the thing has got to speak. Or something.
I was at a cheerleading competition.
We can hear his TV.
Oh, no, that's probably my daughter.
We
Baby,
can't
can
hear
turn
you.
that down?
We can't hear you, Andy.
Amanda,
She goes, oh, my God, I hate my mom. It's like my daughter.
I know. She's like, when can we go to the mall and go shopping at Sephora? Oh,
Doesn't want to go.
I can't. I hate shopping.
Why do you just tell?
Oh, shit.
I hate shopping.
Why do you just go cry about it?
I don't like to shop. I'm not a very materialistic person. I'm with you.
Take her downtown. It's walking distance. Go down to Neiman's.
Oh, I know. After we get off the call, I promised her we'd get out and about, away from these $50 plates of food at the Regency. It's ridiculous. So,
I know, but
anyways.
it's so good. I've stayed there 1,000 times. Did y'all go up to the ball?
I did last year. It's this is a yearly thing.
Let her go. Tell her to go play in the on the elevators. That's the fun thing about it.
She's a little old for that now.
Oh yeah, okay. Amazing. Have they won anything? Is she in anything I've heard of?
Well, yeah, she's her gym is one of the top in the country. So she actually won Summit last year for her division and group.
What?
So,
damn.
It's been an amazing run, but I'm a little burned out with it because it's all the time, and I really want us to start getting grounded in nature.
You should start a show. You should start a show called not Dance Moms, but Cheer Moms.
Oh no, we don't talk. Like, I don't. I'm the one in the corner reading the Law of One by myself with a highlighter.
But what I'm saying is that's.
Yeah,
that's
and I
all
just give them money for whatever they need, so they don't bother me to be involved. So,
yeah, you little smart ass back there.
That's me.
No, not you. The one in the background is going.
I don't like to partake, and I'm a not very non-drama person. I've been doing my own interpersonal work now for about 10 years, if not 15, and I just don't partake in the triangle anymore. It's not my.
No, I know what you're saying. I was just joking because I remember when my daughter lived with me, it was like, Mom. Everything was like, Mom. It was just like, ugh.
Well, my daughter actually practices the law of attraction quite well. I've taught all of my children that, we are creators and we create our reality. And we are always rewriting. Like, I have people, I help them uncover unconscious commitments within their life. Rewrite them. I literally believe we're rewriting the code that we exist in. And then the universe will instantaneously realign to magnetically meet your new belief, your new commitment.
You are that. You nailed it. You nailed it right there. Whatever you said, you nailed it.
Well, and then my poor kids are like the guinea pigs of this. So.
I made mine memorize Desiderata when they were young.
Oh, that's awesome.
By Max Ehrman. So, yeah. Who's on the call with us? Just me and you now?
I'm here.
Dennis, are you there? Okay.
I'm here.
Dennis is here. Did Dustin leave? Are we even recording this?
I'm recording it.
Oh, excellent. Great, Debbie.
And it's been a pleasure to meet you. I have to get off because I have to do something in the secular. I call it the secular world. Dennis calls it 3D, and you call it what?
I call it 3D, like Dennis. I think Dennis and I should talk more.
I think you need to order some of that Caesar. Have you had that Caesar salad?
I did. I had it last night and today.
I eat it every time I'm there. That's all I order, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anyway, I'm going to have to go, and so I'm going to be dropping. Is that okay? Or
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
brought me in here, Debbie, so I'm dropping too.
And I want to thank you
everyone's out.
again. You need to go take that little girl shopping, and I want to thank you all again for doing this. This is great. Friend me on Skype, Amanda.
I will. And are you on Twitter or Facebook?
I'm everywhere. To start with
Okay,
Skype.
so
Start with Skype.
Okay, I'll start with Skype, and I'll friend both of you if I can figure it out. I'm new to Skype, so.
All right, I'll send one to you then. I'll send you a contact.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, we'll keep in touch for sure with Debbie. We'll see you tonight.
Oh boy. Okay, round 5. All right, bye guys. So nice to talk to you.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, gentlemen, ladies. Okay.
Let's see, where is she? She is. Yeah, she's on that list. Let me make sure she doesn't run away. Hold on. Add to contacts. There we go. Okay. I think I got her. Yeah, this is a part of me that I don't talk about a lot on my show that I'm really into, is sort of exactly what Dennis is into. But Dennis's problem, if I may be so bold, is he comes into the 3D talking what they don't understand, and for that he's going to just get pulverized. Well, it's funny because I think Dennis now kind of figured that out. Dennis thought he was calling my show, and he knew what I was about when he was with me, in prior times. And when he came into my show, he began to talk about source core consciousness and all this, that, and the other. I was like, Dennis, shh, that's not what we do here. We just have a lot of fun. And I don't think that's being, what's it called? When you're ironic. I don't think that's being ironic at all. I look at it like, I have been so busy today. I really called into this Skype call the minute I had family walking out the door. I was like, bye, I got to go. And I've just really had a busy day, which is still, I've got some stuff to do, so I'm going to go. But I want to say this before I go. I don't find what I do ironic. I find it to be, if anything, helping in my own stupid, really, 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 really messed up way, okay? I'm just as messed up as every one of you out there. I'm just as messed up. I'm nothing special. I'm not anything. Trust me when I say that. If you don't believe me, just come over and hang out with me for a few days, and you'll get to know it. Oh, man, I just remembered I forgot to do something. Yeah, I have my own things going on, and I had to silence my phone because I had so many text messages coming in. So, yeah, I've thought about going back in and doing a show, where it's more about, some people just say paranormal, some people say whatever. I call it just doing what we should do as light workers, so to speak. But see, I hate labels. I hate names. I hate labels. Light workers, this, that, and the other, gifted. I don't believe in that garbage. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I mean, trust me when I say I am not above anything. I'm not above anybody. And I don't believe that anybody's above me. That's the bad part of it. Is as I see myself, hold on. I see myself as different than people I've known in this world, because I've known people in my life that wouldn't talk to some of the people that I talk to. Not through the internet, in real life. Approaching them, shaking their hand, giving them a hug. I talked to a lady one time at the State Fair of Texas just about 5 months ago. And when I left, my whole family was going, come on, Mom. And I reached and gave her a hug. And we just stood there and hugged for a while, because she was so, I think it's like sometimes you can just feel people or something. And I just struck up a conversation with her, and it was just, she wanted to go on the ride with me. And Heather goes, Mom, no. It was those gondolas that you get in, and a bunch of you get in, and you go over the State Fair and the Cotton Bowl and all that kind of stuff. And, yeah, we had a lot of stuff in common. But that's sort of what I do. I don't do anything, really. I'm just here. So now I'm going to go outside and, yeah, I can do that. I'm going to go outside and clean up some dog poo. That's what I do, all right? So I love you all, and I will see you the next time. Goodbye for now. Out to clean dog poo-poo. that shows you how high and mighty I am in the grand scheme of things, right? We'll be back on later, okay? I think. Pretty sure. Unless something happens, but I don't look for it. All right?